What up, y'all? It's your man Wayne Train back with another joint. Now listen, bro. I'm trying to keep this short and sweet. Apple is about to basically take over. Alright? No, I'm just playing. No, honestly, I see this whole iOS 14 thing. A lot of people are, well, Apple is copying, following, doing all this stuff. They're not being innovators, whatever. Apple is playing a great business, the game of business, letting everybody else showcase their thing, do it up. Everybody got their patents and whatnot. They wait it out, they perfect it, and then they implement it into their own system. This is something that I feel like Apple's been doing forever. I don't see anything wrong with it. Okay, I get it. We want to see Apple be the first to the party at some things, but honestly, who cares? We're gonna end up buying the product anyway. But let's talk about that. iOS 14, what does it mean for Android? Honestly, I think it's about to get rid of a lot. It's about to KO a lot of these other Android manufacturers. So let's talk about it. Now, I don't want you to get my my thoughts misconstrued. Oh shoot! Damn. If you don't know who I be, I don't know why I forgot that. If you don't know who I be, I go by the name Wayne Train. My real name is Dwayne Mims. You can search that up at the top. Might be a little bit easier to find your boy if you do it that way. But you tech videos, unboxings, all kinds of stuff like that. Today we're talking about iOS 14. If any of that interests you, please consider subscribing to your boy. And also, before we get into the video, I'm really close to 500 subscribers. Growing slowly but surely. I'm not really, like I said, I have a time frame on things and all that stuff, but that's not really important. I'm really happy at where I'm at right now, especially considering that I'm not really uploading the way I would like to these days. Trying to get back into it, it's been a struggle, I'll admit, but I appreciate it, man. That's really what it is. I appreciate it. I'm trying to make it happen whenever I can right now. Let me know if y'all are okay with some of these videos of me talking about tech and driving. I know some people are really hard pressed on doing anything in driving in general, but I'm pretty okay with this. I'm really aware of my surroundings, so you got to worry about your boy. But talking about iOS 14 and what it means to Android now, honestly, this isn't pertaining to Samsung, Google, and even LG, and definitely not OnePlus. Any of these established Android manufacturers, they're solidified. Some of the other ones, Xiaomi and all them, they're popular over there. They ain't gotta worry about this. We talking about all the little ones that try to come in here and there, make their little thing. Any newcomers to the game, you might as well chill out. Invest your money, invest your knowledge, whatever you got, into some other areas of tech if you can, headphones, whatever. Even that market is pretty overrun. But I just don't see some of these little guys making a name for themselves with what Apple is doing with this whole thing. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking like Apple is just making a play to be in every single market. So think about their device lineup. iPhone 11, as it stands today, iPhone 11 Pro, Pro Max, iPhone 11, and then the iPhone SE. Those are I think those are what is being sold right now. iPads, same thing, kind of. They got the Air, Pro, whatever, Mini, I believe they're coming out with one of those. The lineup for their entire mobile arsenal, so to speak. I apologize for the wind noise, by the way, but their whole arsenal is pretty solidified. The price points are in line, if you ask me. People want the iPhone 11 Pro to be this cheap device when, I'm sorry, it's not going to be the case. They have so many other devices that can fit needs and provide you the same, or not the same, but very competitive performance as it pertains to any of the other, you know, phones as well. So like the iPhone SE has the exact same processor as the 11 Pro. Now, is it the 11 Pro? Is there other things? Like, there's a lot of stuff missing, cameras and all that stuff. We're not gonna get into that, but it's they can tap into whatever market. And now, in combination with what they've been doing with the OS, iOS 14, adding these widgets, adding all these different things to really compete and make the phone more enjoyable across the board. This is kind of like, in my opinion, aiming at certain, you know, certain areas of the game. Like, are you gonna want to buy? Think about it. You got $400, you know, and many people, no matter whether you're Android, people act like they're loyal to Android and Apple. All that goes out the window when we're talking about money. If you had enough money to buy yourself into the Apple ecosystem, you're probably gonna do it. Most people don't want to buy into it because it costs too much. Not so much of what you get. Most people don't really even use Android to its full capabilities, me included. Like, and that's just what it is. People want consistency and all that, and I know I'm kind of getting away from it, but like, that's the way I'm looking at with this Apple situation with the iOS 14. It's a little deep, may not actually even be on point, but honestly, that's what I personally think. The different moves that they're doing with the OS, from not just from iOS, iPad OS, aiming at, you know, taking out some of those smaller, you know, companies, and not taking them out, you know what I mean, but like just cornering the market a little bit, making you really think about where you want to spend your money. So if you have, like, if we're talking about laptops, are you going to really want to spend just your $1,000, $1,200 on a laptop, or are you going to want to buy an iPad that can basically do everything your laptop can do, your basic laptop? I'm not talking about gaming and high performance laptops, and even it can compete in those areas too. Now back to the iPhone and iOS, things like widgets and all these things that Android's been doing for a long time. People would always refer, and me, like myself, like would refer people to buying a cheaper Android device because of what it can offer and everything. And you can get like different customization options and all this stuff that Android can do. When you're slowly getting into that part, or getting into that sector with Apple, with iPhones at the $400 price point, with the performance that you got like in the phones like the SE, the only downsides we're talking about is like screen real estate, and that's very subjective for me personally. I like my smaller phones at times. I like my big phones at times. It's just different times where, for me, that's just me. Like I said, some people are really, like, when it comes to phones, they just want something and one thing. That's just what it is. But for me, I can enjoy any size phone. So their screen real estate, that's not going to really be an issue in my opinion. So all they can do now is go up when it comes to the iPhone SE. If they still want to expand on that, they can do things like make it more bezel-less or whatever in the future. Right now they're kind of starting off with the old school, you know, bezel design and all that stuff. They can bring it up a notch in next year's iteration of the iPhone SE and gain more traction that way, and still keep that same business model, same same feature set for the SE. You know, high performance, small phone, competes with some of the big names in terms of performance. You know, battery life is another thing, but I mean, whatever. But anyway, man, that's basically where I'm at when it comes to with iPhone and Android. I just think that some of these little moves are kind of calculated, and I do think that it will be basically making it so, just limiting the market for Apple's like competition. Right now they're competing. It's Apple against every Android manufacturer. But if you can buy yourself an iPhone for so cheap, and Samsung's got their whole thing, all these big names got their own thing, are you going to want to spend your money on some of these cheap no-name Android phones? Probably not. I wouldn't even suggest it, honestly. So Anyway, it's your man Wayne Train. That's all I got. Let me know in the comments, bro. What you guys think about the whole, with all this iOS stuff. I would like to talk about it. So anyway, man, I just arrived at work. It's your man Wayne Train, about to chow down and get some money. So I suggest y'all do the same. So it's your man. I'm out.